Tommy Pekar with Bo Driscoll acting as coach of Team White for today's inter-squad scrimmage here at the Swonder Ice Arena. Bo, obviously not the result I'm sure you were hoping for on the bench, but perhaps a better, greater overall picture of the action. What did you take away from tonight's action?
Yeah, well, I mean, tonight we were just trying to look at, what we kind of have as far as guys' compete level, their hockey IQs, and how they apply all that together in a structured game. But, I think we got a good idea of what we have here, and now we kind of know the things we got to work on, things that we're already doing pretty well. But now it's just piecing it all together, getting ourselves ready for next Friday when we go to Knoxville.
And you've been a part of several Evansville teams here in the past few years. You've played in many different areas in pro hockey, you, of course, being in many different training camps. The group of guys that have been playing on the ice this past week, how would you say that compares to teams or training camp rosters that you've played on in the past?
Yeah, I mean, the training camp's always kind of a funny week because you kind of don't know what you're getting yourself into. But the group of guys here, they've all shown up and worked really, really hard, and that's all you can really ask. We got a lot of good personalities. I don't think anyone's really come off, being negative or anything like that. So that's always a big plus. It kind of gives you a step forward, starting the season that way. But I think we got a good group of guys. I think we're going to be very, very competitive. We're going to be very, very tough to play against, and all the things that Ian's been kind of stressing about what he wants to put in place here is, I think we're taking the right steps toward that overall goal of putting a good product on the ice, and we're excited. I think we have the right group of guys here, and obviously we have some tough decisions to make going forward, but we're excited for the group that we're going to have here, and we know we're going to have a bunch of guys that want to be here and want to compete and work, and I think it's going to show come the start of the season.
Thanks for your time, Bo.
Thanks, Tommy.
That is Bo Driscoll. Tommy Pekar with Evansville Thunderbolts head coach Ian Moran. Ian, it was your first time really in a behind-the-bench setting for scrimmaging action for the Evansville Thunderbolts. What was the big picture that you took away from tonight's action? Obviously, being on the winning side, on the winning bench tonight, but what great overall picture did you see on the ice tonight?
I thought the boys played hard. I thought they worked hard. There was a fight. Two guys didn't expect to fight, and there was. I'm not going to say I liked it, but it was good to see because they were playing hard and they were honest, and those two guys were roommates up in Wheeling's camp in the East Coast League, so it's, obviously he's fighting a buddy, or they're fighting buddies, you know what I mean? I thought the big difference, honestly, between the two teams, Red communicated much more than White. White seemed to be pretty quiet, which caused a lot more confusion in their end. The Red had a few different shifts where we got running around in our end, but in general, that group that talked a lot more. Individually, there were some good things. Shakurik had a good game. People aren't even going to know it, but Sozolo had 4 primary helpers, and I think he had a 5th assist, so he was in on all the White's goals. I thought Sherman, you got in the fight, I thought he played well. I thought Ben Owen had a great game. I think it was good to see. He spent a lot of time talking to Ryder on the bench, just about trying to keep it simple and trying to put the pressure on them rather than put the pressure on yourself to make the play. I think he's kind of starting to understand what I'm talking about. I've talked to him every day a little bit about something like that. I appreciate Stewie going back to play D so how he can play forward. I thought this was Stewie's best game by far. He competed and he did some good things, and then it was good for Howie to be able to go up and play forward and actually do what he does rather than sitting back and having trying to play something he's not comfortable with. I thought the goalies all did good. There was a ton of shots. If the season we can shoot like that, we'll put a lot of pressure and stress on the goalies and the other team's defense. To me, when we're shooting, we got to hit the net. I talked to Shinks about that they were in the middle having a real good shift. They had the other team worn out, and he's cycling, and he fired one high and wide, and it turns into a breakout for the other team. And when he shoots that puck, he knows he's not going to score from where he's shooting from. So all he's trying to do is get the goalie to move and create chaos in front of their net. And instead, it turns into a transition and a breakout for them. But in general, I thought it was good.
Okay. Now that the majority of the action is done for this training camp, the big inter-squad game is out of the way now. What comes next?
Tonight, I'm not sure what the guys are doing. I think they've got a dinner or something set up, but I won't be going to that. Tomorrow morning, I told them they can sleep in a little bit. Everyone's going to check out of the hotel that's at the hotel. They need to be to the rink by 9 o'clock. We'll have individual meetings with the guys. We've got to get the roster down to a certain size by tomorrow, so we'll get that taken care of, and we'll have pictures of the headshots taken for the jumbotron and all that. So Justin, our one ref, will be doing that. So we appreciate all of Justin's hard work over the last 4 or 5 days to help not only off the ice but on the ice. And then we will have a team practice with the guys that are here. Be a little bit more structure. It'll probably be kind of a bag skate because they don't know it yet, but it'll be a hard skate. And then on Monday, I'll give them the whole day off. So rather than tell them they have tomorrow off, but they have to come in and do the headshots and the pictures and the meetings, we'll just skate and skate hard and then give them Monday off, so it's actually a true day off. So that would be it.
All right, thanks for your time, Ian.
Thanks, Tommy.
As Thunderbolts head coach Ian Moran.